Everyone for joining, for tuning in. My name is Georgi, and as always during this subject webinars, I am the moderator of the webinar, and as always during these kind of events, I'm not alone, thankfully, and we have many guests from interesting universities who will present very interesting programs of theirs. So that's why, a long story short, don't want to take a lot of your time. I will quickly jump into my presentation. But before I do that, dear attendees, for the newbies, for the ones who are joining our webinar for the first time, for example, you can see the Q&A button in the bottom part of your Zoom interface. This is the main communication line between us and you. So it is already open and you can send in your questions already starting from now. And then they will be addressed either in the written form or towards the end. Most of them will be addressed towards the end during our Q&A session, where professors and our guests will be answering your questions live. And also keep an eye on the chat, because we will sending also some interesting information for you in the chat. So our topic for today, umbrella topic, so to say, is studying electrical engineering in Germany. And we have guests from 3 German universities. We have Professor Dr. Rupert Schreiner from 𝘗𝘠𝘪𝘱 Technische Hochschule Regensburg, and he will present master's level program in electrical and microsystems engineering. Then we will move to University of Stuttgart, and we have Laura Busch, who will talk about Master of Science level program in electrical engineering. And then we will close with Hochschule Darmstadt, or Darmstadt University of Applied Sciences, and we have Professor Dr. Peter Fromm, who will present electrical engineering and information technology. So before we move to this most interesting part of our evening or afternoon, however you like. So who is behind today's webinar? It is My German University, and we are Germany's largest database when it comes to English taught study programs. So you can find over 2,500 degree programs, which are mostly taught in English, also on bachelor level, also master's level. And you can see on the left-hand side that we have some short courses and language courses also listed in our database. Our main goal is to help international students like you who would like to study in Germany. And we provide this assistance in 3 key ways. The first one is exactly our study finder. When you go to our webpage, you will be able to find the full version of our study finder in the top left corner. And there you'll see all of its filters. For example, you can find your programs according, of course, to the city, according to location, according to university, according to the degree or discipline, of course, but even more, like, for example, the programs that is processes applications via UniAssist, for example, or without UniAssist. For example, you have 7.0 score in IELTS, and you want programs that accept this score, and you can even find programs according to this score. So the filters can get so much specific. That's why I like the study finder very much, because it will make your search for the right program much more time efficient and effective, of course. The second way of helping you is through writing our articles. So we have over 150 comprehensive articles on various topics when it comes to studying in Germany. For example, if you're interested in blocked account, which is very important topics for many international students, you can find an article on blocked account on our page. You can also find article about different visa topics like student visa, student applicant visa, or letter of motivation writing for German universities, or CV for German universities, technical universities, studying medicine, and more. You can also visit the articles webpage on our website and see all articles and access them for free, of course. The third way, and last but not least, is the one that we are attending right now. So we have webinars, over 150 webinars per year on different topics. Again, it can be general studying in Germany webinar, scholarships webinar, or subject webinars like the one that we are having today. And the topics can be, of course, different. It can be studying electrical engineering or mechanical engineering in Germany, studying physics, biology, philosophy, sociology, etc., etc. All of these topics, all the webinars that are already planned, you can find them in our webinars section on our webpage, and you can sign up for these webinars for free and attend these webinars, of course, for free. My suggestion would be also to open an account on our webpage, just to make sure that you can access all of the options that our webpage is able to offer you. And of course, this is also for free. And regarding our team, we are based in Hamburg, in Germany, very we're north of Germany, but we are also around Germany, located around Germany, and also all over the world. We have team members from different continents also, and that's why we are also counseling in different languages. You can see some of them also in front of your screen. Yes, so there are two databases that you should know about when it comes to studying in Germany. If for those, for example, who are also interested in German taught study programs, please also check out 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. You might find some interesting options there. But for those who are more into English taught study programs, and my guess is that most of you, if not all of you are, then our My German University Study Finder should be your stop. And for example, you can find over 170 degree programs related to electrical engineering and both on bachelor level and also master's level. And most of them you can see are in English only, which means that you do not need any knowledge of German to get an admission to these programs also, and also successfully complete them. But of course, keep in mind that knowing German in Germany is not a bad idea. Actually, I would say a very good idea. But yeah, for these programs, only English is enough. Also, for those who are newbies and do not know what to expect when it comes to studying electrical engineering in Germany, for example, we also have subject pages where you can find general information, for example, the rankings of universities that are offering this kind of programs in this discipline. What is the tuition fee ranges, the ranges that you should expect for application, admission, or language requirements. So this is a very good first step from my perspective for those who don't know what to expect when it comes to studying electrical engineering in Germany, to have this kind of a bigger picture of the situation. Also, our suggestion is to take into account many details, many aspects when you're searching for the program, not only fees or not only rankings or not only city names. This is a very wrong approach, to say it softly. You need to be well informed about all of the opportunities that Germany can offer you. That's why you have to take all of them into account, and some additional also things, because yeah, everything is so much individual that you have to dig deeper into all the programs. Also, what I would like to say that the two key university types that I want you to know about in Germany. The first type is Universität type of university. And for example, in our study finder, you can find the programs in electrical engineering that are offered exactly by this type of university. And the second type is University of Applied Sciences. In English, we call like this. In German, it can have some different namings. And also, again, in our study finder, you can find the programs in electrical engineering that are offered by this type of universities. And actually, today we have both types of universities present, which is great. And yeah, the key difference, so to say, put it short. Generally, when it comes to Universität type of university, the focus lies more on research and theory. But in case of University of Applied Sciences, again, in general, the focus lies more on application and practice. In case you are interested in more details, I will share with you towards the end our email, and please let me know what are the questions, and even if it's historical differences you're interested in, I will let you know. Last but not least, again, take into account those all the aspects that I mentioned before for searching for the right program. Also, play a bit with wording. Don't be too much strict when you're finding for the program. Be a bit more flexible, and when you apply all these strategies together, you'll make sure that you are well informed, and you know what Germany is able to offer you, for example, in this case, when it comes to studying electrical engineering in Germany. And then you can make an informed decision, which I think is a crucial first step for your successful application to the German university. All right, now let us move to our first speaker, and we are moving to ETH Regensburg, and you can see where we are located. It is quite south of Germany. You can see it on the map, and we have a guest, Professor Dr. Rupert Schreiner, and he will present now master's level program in electrical and microsystems engineering. Professor, I'm stopping the screen share and inviting you to take the floor.
So, thank you for the introduction, and welcome students who are interested to study in Germany. So, as it was already mentioned, and as our name says, Regensburg is in the east of the state of Bavaria, in the province of Upper Palatinate, which is quite close to the capital of the Czech Republic, Prague, and also the capital of Austria, Vienna, which is actually closer than Berlin. So from Regensburg, you're not studying only in Germany, you can also visit many other places in Europe. And in Regensburg, we have 3 universities. Our university is focusing on engineering and especially in the field of semiconductor engineering. And so also the focus of our study program is in semiconductor engineering, manufacturing, and application of semiconductor devices. And the reason is, in Osram, we have a lot of big industrial players, mostly in manufacturing also, but also in research and development. So we have the headquarters of Osram Opto Semiconductors, which are making all solutions for LED, for cars, for general lighting, and so on. We have a big production side of Infineon Technology, who is also a big player in electronics, mostly also for car. Of course, we also have BMW factory as a custom office companies, and also a big employee of our graduates. There is a branch of General Electrics and Siemens and many more. So in total, we have as many jobs as inhabitants. So a lot of people are also traveling every day inside Regensburg to work there. And there is almost full employment. So, and it makes also a good place to stay, because in Regensburg there are a lot of places where you can go out, coffee, restaurant, and so on. And Regensburg also is a World Heritage Site because it's one of the oldest cities in Germany, which was founded by the Romans already. And it's one of the second big French type cathedrals after Cologne. It has a very old stone bridge, which was connecting East and Western Europe. And so it's also not only a modern city of industry and university, but also a lively historical place. Yeah, the university, OTH, is a quite modern university. It's situated not far from the city center, but already in the countryside a little bit. It's a green environment. And what you see here is our university campus. You see here the library, university library, and the university restaurant. And so it's quite a good place also to relax, to study. You can sit outside in the library, learn outside, and so on. But we have several study programs. We have bachelor and master programs, but relevant for you is the international program on electrical and microsystems engineering in the masters. So it's a 3-semester study program, which includes 2 theoretical semesters and 1 semester practical, the master thesis. It's a Master of Engineering. It's interdisciplinary, so it's a cooperation between the 2 faculties, so applied natural sciences, mostly physics, chemistry, and electrical engineering. And it can be studied completely in English. Focus is, as mentioned, semiconductor technology, but also electrical engineering, but mainly in the field of automotive electronics and optoelectronics. And we have a large percentage of international students, so about 80% are from foreign countries, 20% of our students are from Germany. We have no study fees, but there is a semester fee of 170 euros, which includes free public transportation and also the use of the facilities, so free sports facilities and so on. There is no free accommodation provided by the university, so there is a limited places in student residences, but the majority lives outside the campus. There is no virtual study program, so it's necessary to come to Regensburg to study. So, there is no general scheme for scholarships. No? So there are, of course, scholarships by DAAD and so on, but we do not provide automatically scholarships to students who are accepted in our study program. So what are the requirements? You have to have a bachelor's in a technical or natural science bachelor program. The minimum grade is good, 2.7 in the German system. You need to have at least 80 credits according to the European credit scheme, and you have to prove English level of minimum B2. We have 2 application periods. You can start in the winter semester or in the summer semester. For the winter semester, you have to apply in May and June. For the summer semester in November, December, or mid of January. Here are the documents listed you need to provide for the application. And the course structure is as follows. So the structure is dividing into basic courses, consolidation courses, and interdisciplinary courses. The reason is because we have students from the natural science, physics, chemistry, as well as from electrical engineering. So we have some basic classes which are meant to bring every student on approximately the same level. So we can continue then with the consolidation courses. Everybody has to take mathematics. It's offered every semester. And you can choose of several lectures. It will be more and more because we have a growing number of international students. So we will offer more and more lectures in English. But these are now the lectures which are offered in for the international students in winter and in summer semester. You have to do a project thesis in the laboratory of OTH, which prepares you for the master thesis. So in the project thesis, you learn some fundamental skills on working in a laboratory. And usually the master thesis is done when in one of our partner companies. You have to hand in a written thesis and you have to give a talk, and on both you will get a mark. And the duration of the master thesis is 1 semester, so typically it's the 3rd semester. The interdisciplinary courses are offered also in every semester, and which is also a preparation more or less for your practical work, your research work. So you get some project management, research methodology, but also German language classes, because in the company sometimes it's required also to talk to operators, not only to engineers. And for this, there is some basic German level required. But it's also good to know some German, because we are not an English-speaking country, so we have an English-speaking study program. But if you would like to do something in daily life, not to take some part in daily life, you need to have some basic German language knowledge. And there is also some courses which help you to find a master thesis in the industry, for example, how to apply in English, not to write your application to the company, and also get an introduction in German economy and society, because if you are in Germany, you should know a little bit about Germany. No? So it's not an English-speaking island at the university, so you should become part of the community. Yeah, and we also offer double degree programs, mainly interesting for students who are coming from a country where we have this double degree programs, and for German students, so maybe not so important for the international students who do the program, but I just want to show you that there is also the opportunity to study one semester or do the master thesis in one of our partner institutions or partner universities. Yeah, we also have a broad offer of research topics at our faculty. So it's not always necessary to go to the industry. So some of the students would like to do their master thesis also in one of our laboratories. But I have to say also in the laboratory, we have strong cooperation with the industry, and all of these research topics are very application oriented, because we are a university of the first type, which was shown a University of Applied Sciences. Yeah, and if you have any questions, you can either contact my colleague, Gudrun Seebauer, who is the coordinator for our international program. Unfortunately, she cannot be here today, but you can write an email to mastermem@oth-regensburg.de, and we will help you and answer your questions or provide you with additional information material, or you can check our homepage. There's also a lot of information given on the study program. And so if you have any questions, you can also ask now in the chat, and thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Professor, for a very insightful presentation. And dear attendees, you can also see, find the email in the chat already. And also Nino shared with you the GPA calculator, because Professor mentioned 2.7 German GPA, which is not 2.7 your GPA, most probably. So you would like to know what's going on there. And Professor, we have some questions, so let me ask you to address them with you. So the first question is, Professor Scheiner, I have 180 CTS from my bachelor's. Is there any chance to get admitted with this kind of background?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes. Most of the international students have less than the required 210 ETCS. And so usually we look what you have done, and usually there is the practical semester missing, because our bachelor's usually is consisting of 6 semesters theoretical and 1 practical semester done in the industry. And so usually you will be accepted, but you have to do this practical semester in the industry within the first year when you arrive in Regensburg. But of course, you get the chance to get admitted. So the answer is yes.
Okay, perfect. Very clear. Thank you very much for the explanation also. Another question is, are there any electives that incorporated in the curriculum?
Yes. Also here the answer is yes. So the basic courses have to be taken. All interdisciplinary courses are in principle electives, and you have to select 4 out of a catalog. Let's say 16, it's growing. The catalog is growing. So for the international students at the moment, you have to select 4 out of 16.
Okay. Okay.
And you can find all the lectures on our homepage.
Perfect. Thank you. And by the way, links are also shared in the chat, the dear attendees. You can already find them there. The next question is it okay to do the thesis with a company outside of Germany?
Also here the answer is yes, it's possible. So there are 2 ways to do it. You can either look for by yourself to find a company, and you can organize it, and we will help a little bit on that, on the organization. Or you can take also the chance, we have some programs together with Infineon and Osram and other companies, which gives you an organized way to do the thesis in the company outside of Germany. But I have to say, it's not so easy, no? Because sometimes companies outside of Germany don't accept interns. So sometimes we have to explain what really, because not all countries, the companies in all countries really know what to do with the students. Now, sometimes they are only in the way. So it's not like in Germany that you go to a company and you can do an internship. But of course, the answer is in general, yes.
Perfect. And you also basically answered the question regarding, are we choosing the company ourselves? So students can choose the company, right?
Yes.
Themselves. Okay.
I have to add here, we don't provide you with a full package. No? So it's not like that you can go to this company and that. You have to learn and to organize this by yourself. So we provide you with help, not how to write an application, where you can find the open position. But it's also part of the study program, I would say, to be trained on doing that, because after you finish your master program, you might be interested to find a job in Germany, and we already train you on that. Now, because this application for the master thesis is very similar to the application after you graduate.
Okay, clear. Thank you very much. The next question is for program 1. So for you, from Abdullah. Is it a problem to have a study gap after my graduation in 2010? I'm working at industry in electrical department. So this is question 1. For visa issue, how can we face if 4 or 5 months late from class started? Is late arrival okay, so to say? And my CGPA in Germany grade is 2.1 and IELTS is 6.5 with listening 5.5. How much the possibility is to get admitted?
So
yeah,
for
Professor.
Program 1, is it the problem of study gap? Okay. No, it's not. Usually it's a good point to have some industrial experience. No? So actually it's a good thing to have this if you bring in some experience. And it's also possible that you don't need to do with industrial semester. So if you have a bachelor of 6 semester plus industrial experience, usually you don't need to do with 1 semester in the internship in the industry before. So I would say in general it's not a problem, but you have of course to repeat your theory from the bachelor's, because if you work in the industry for some while, it might be necessary to look in a little bit more in the theory again. So it has advantages and disadvantages, I have to say. But in general, it's a good thing. Second question for visa is, I cannot really answer this question. It's a very general question and not specific to our university. So I have problems to answer this question. So I give it to the organizers.
Yeah, regarding the visa issue, it's a problem very often, the late arrival, but there are some things that you could do. For example, you could check whether the student applicant visa is possible in your country. I will put it in the chat, and then you can later check out whether it is a issue doable for you. If yes, then you will also win time and might not miss the start of the semester. And the third question regarding GPA, it looks fine. 2.1. Professor says 2.7. Minimum.
I also not really expert on language, so my assistant Gudrun Seebauer knows better, because I only know this B2, and so I don't know what it's translated into A or B. So I have no idea what German grade 2.1 means, and I think I cannot answer this question. I have no idea. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. And let us take one more. Another question from Didi. Is the university offering a bachelor program in electrical engineering?
The answer is yes. We offer several bachelor programs in electrical engineering, but at the moment all are in German language. So we have specific bachelor programs in renewable energy. We have a general electrical engineering program. We have mechatronics. So it's several programs. But in the bachelor level at the moment, all programs are in German language only. Only master in electrical engineering is in English.
Okay, perfect. So let us now move to our next speakers. Professor, until you are here, you could also answer some questions in the written form in the chat, or dear attendees, we will share with you, we will collect these questions and we will provide then answers to you via email. So let us move now to our next speaker, to Stuttgart, to Laura Busch, and she will now talk about Master of Science level in Electrical Engineering. And we are basically staying in the South Germany also. Please, Ms. Busch, the floor is yours.
So welcome also from my side. My name is Laura Busch. I'm from the University of Stuttgart. And well, this web session gives you a great opportunity to get to know several German universities. And within the next 15 minutes, you will learn more about the University of Stuttgart and our English conducted master program, Electrical Engineering. You will get information on the support we offer for international students, and you will have the opportunity to gain some insights from a current electrical engineering student at our faculty. Once again, my name is Laura Busch. I'm one of the two coordinators at the International Service Point at the Faculty 5, the Faculty for Computer Science, Electrical Engineering, and Information Technology, where the program Electrical Engineering is offered. I coordinate this information point together with my colleague Meta Geisbusch. She wanted to be here, but unfortunately, due to illness, she couldn't make it. But I've got really great support here from our student testimonial, Gayatri Narayana. She's in her 4th semester in the master program Electrical Engineering and will be happy to share her insights with you. So the first big question, and it's a really important question, of course, as we have seen, there are so many German universities offering master program in electrical engineering. So why should you come to the German Southwest? There's an answer, and there are many reasons why you should come here. You can find high quality of academia and research in the region. The Stuttgart region is very strong, economically speaking, with numerous global players such as Daimler, Bosch, Mahle, Vector, but also many small and medium-sized enterprises, so-called hidden champions. And this allows, a close link to industry while studying and doing research. For example, in research collaboration projects together with industry, for example, the Arena 2036, that is actually located at our campus. Additionally, you can find a really international atmosphere here in Stuttgart. We've got 11% of the population with international background. And additionally, also like, for example, in Regensburg, we don't have UNESCO heritage, but we do have many cultural offers. We've got the Black Forest close by, and there are many outdoor and leisure activities you can do here in the region and the city. So why the University of Stuttgart? We are a technically oriented, globally connected university. We are one of the 9 technical universities in Germany, member of the so-called TU9 Alliance, with a highly interdisciplinary focus. Here you've got only just some small facts on the university. The presentation contains a lot of detailed information so that you can read everything afterwards as well. So our university has got around 21,000 students enrolled at 10 faculties. We have many cooperation with a large number of external research institutions and industry partners. We have got 2 clusters of excellence, collaborative research center, etc. And we are very proud about our rankings and awards, only to mention the top 200 universities worldwide in the Times Higher Education Reputation ranking. So, and I had mentioned already the international profile before. We have about 5,300 international students from more than 100 countries enrolled at our university. We have more than 500 partner universities throughout the world. And you can find a very international study and research atmosphere here at the University of Stuttgart. But nevertheless, it's not all about studying. Of course, you can do a lot of leisure activities as well at the university. You can do sports. There are offerings also to do music, to have concerts as well. We are very proud of our campus beach that is organized by the student council, where there are parties during the semester, etc. So there's a lot to do beside the studies, of course. Now let's dive a bit more into detail into the English conducted master program electrical engineering at our university. Here actually you can see, maybe it's a bit tiny, small here on the slide. We have reached the 𝘱𝘢𝘳𝘵 ranking as well, and other new rankings, quite new, updated. You can find also the information in LinkedIn. Good, but now about the English conducted master's program I had mentioned before. It's a 2 years program, totally conducted in English. It covers the traditional foundations of electrical engineering and information technology, and we have around 60 students per semester. So you can start every summer and every winter semester with the studies. It has got an open admission. I will talk about the admission requirements a bit later. There are several areas of specializations you can choose from. You have to pick one specialization. You can apply twice a year. We have 2 application deadlines. The first is January 15. If you want to start your studies in the winter semester, so you apply always 9 months in advance. And the second the application deadline is July 15 if you want to start this summer semester the following year. And you can apply online totally. Yeah. On the slide, you can find also the links to the electrical engineering website, to the image movie, to the brochure, and also you will get all the contact information if you will have questions afterwards. So, yeah, the admission requirements and application procedure. Just to make it brief, you have to prove a subject-specific eligibility. So a degree, a bachelor degree of minimum 6 semesters, or equivalent degree in electrical engineering and information technology, or a study program with related content and eligible examination results. So please check out the admissions regulation, because this is legally binding, of course. There's no fixed minimum CGPA. However, the higher, the better, of course. And the admission committee verifies at the end the qualification of the applicants, because it was mentioned before already, the labor working experience, for example. This is, of course, a really good add-on you should mention in your presentation. In your application. And as it is an English conducted master program, you have to prove English proficiency, which it has at least level C1. You can or hand in recognized certificates, but also if you have studied, for example, 6 semesters, your bachelor degree in English, then this would count as well. And as you had maybe recognized before, we have the application period ongoing already for the next summer semester. Admission office informed me that actually the online portal opened today, so you can already hand in your application. Well, another point I would like to highlight, coming to Germany to study as an international student, of course, you will gain already international experience, but nevertheless, there's also the opportunity to do an exchange semester at the Department of Electrical Engineering. We have 31 partner universities in 9 countries. There's also the possibility of doing a double master's program with Vietnam, quite a new program. So there are many options to gain even more international experience for you. Good. Well, what kind of support do we offer for our international students? First of all, we have many international students at our university, and especially at the faculty where the program electrical engineering is offered. We have 1/3 of our enrolled students are international, so we are really motivated, and we want to give you the best support possible. So at the faculty 5, you can get personal counseling and support during the whole before, during, and after your studies. So even if you have questions before application, you can always get in contact with us at the international service point of the faculty, and you will get all your questions answered. We offer also German language courses for our enrolled international students for free. We know the master program is offered completely in English, but nevertheless, and as it was mentioned before by the colleague from the OTH in Regensburg, of course, German language is necessary and very useful if you want to have a good life here, and especially with regards to the job perspectives after your studies, for example. So we offer guaranteed spots for study-related German language courses for free. Additionally, we organize many social activities for our international students, but also to help them to get in contact with other fellow students, German students, at the international days, for example, semester openings. We offer career planning workshops to support also with this, in regard related this topic. There are buddy mentoring programs and many other activities for international students. But of course, this was only offered by the faculty side. Of course, you will get a lot of more support on the university level by the colleagues of the international office. The international office, of course, is the central point of contact for all international students of the university, and you can find service support, you can find information before the arrival, after arrival, buddy program, pre-departure sessions, so every kind of support you need, you can find there. And last but not least, I would like also to mention the Electrical Engineering Student Council, because of course, you can also get support from your fellow students. The Student Association of Electrical Engineering offers support also to international students by providing formal exams for exam preparation, organizing first semester introduction parties, day trips to companies, etc. So it's actually a quite good way to get involved and get in contact also with German students and fellow students. Good, so this was quite brief and a lot of information in a short time. So I just wanted to quickly sum it up. Why the University of Stuttgart? Well, high quality and research in teaching. We've got a strong international focus. You can get personal support from us from the first moment when you're planning to come for your studies here in Stuttgart, not only from us, from the colleagues from the international office, from the fellow students, but also from the Dean of Studies, from our colleagues, the study program manager, etc. So we offer German language courses for free, and you've got great job perspectives here in the region. So, well, now the end of, let's say, the official presentation part, and to make it now to a smooth change to get you some insights from a student point of view, I would like to invite 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 on the virtual floor. She is now in her first semester of electrical engineering. And yeah, 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥, please, the floor is yours.
Oh, hi everyone. I'm Gayatri and I'm from India. So currently I'm in my 4th semester. So that means I am writing my master thesis in this semester. I'm preparing for my master thesis. And I am in Master of Science Electrical Engineering with my major as Smart Systems. So the major and the electives are quite similar for all the majors, because when you choose a smart system as a major, you could of course study the other majors as your elective, but they would reflect as your elective, but it doesn't make that much of a difference because you have a collective broad knowledge of electrical engineering instead of focusing on narrow one topic. And also yeah, I find when I first came here, it was a bit scary for me, and I was having anxiety issues and everything, like as in every international student. But then after I came here, after looking with chatting with people, chatting with fellow students, I realized like everyone is in the same level as me. And they say university people, like students coming to the university have prior work experience, but I didn't have any work experience. So that was also a big issue for me, but that didn't reflect in my grades. I studied and I got my grades, so I'm very proud of it. And also there's not only, it doesn't focus only, it's very known for the research and theoretical part, but it also we focus on lab. So every you have lab in your curriculum, so you have 3 semesters, 4 semesters of engineering, out of it the 4th semester is your master thesis, and you have lab in your 3rd semester. You have to complete your lab in the 3rd semester so that you have the sufficient grade to do your master thesis. And yeah, at the end I would say it's a very nice try to study in University of Stuttgart.
Thanks a lot, Gayatri. So if you have questions, yeah, for Gayatri or for me, please write in the chat. And now I leave it once again to Georgie would like to hand over. Thanks.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ms. Bush. Thank you very much, Gayatri. I always like also to hear perspectives also from students. It's always important to know that as well. Me as an international student, former international student, I also completely relate to what Gayatri said. So yeah, we are all in the same boat, so to say. Great, thank you very much. And let us move now to our last presentation for today. And we are moving to Hochschule Darmstadt, a bit northern to Stuttgart, not very far away, to be honest. And now we have Professor Fromm, who will introduce master's program in electrical engineering and information technology. And his colleague Sabine is also with us and will help in answering the questions. Okay, let me stop the screen share, and the floor is yours, Professor.
Yeah, thank you very much. So let me share the screen. So also a warm welcome from my end from a sunny Darmstadt. So as Georgie already mentioned, we are moving a little bit to the west and to the north in our journey today. So Darmstadt is very centrally in Germany, located close to Frankfurt. It's one of the big rural areas like Stuttgart, which basically means a very international area, very many jobs and similar. So what can you expect from my side over the next few minutes? We will give you a short overview of the program, and I will also try to explain a little bit what makes us well, kind of special or unique. Then I will give you an overview into the 4 majors we are offering in our program. Of course, I cannot go into every detail, but at least you will understand the broadness of what we have. And of course, if you're interested in certain special aspects, you will get my contact data afterwards, and I will be happy to answer any kind of questions. And then one aspect which also might be interesting for you is how does the application process work? What is the timeline? And similar. So let's look a little bit into our master program. Our master program is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year. So we are probably one of the oldest, if not the oldest international master in Germany, founded in 1998, which also means that we have 25 years of experience of running an international program. And we are really proud to say that by now we have a very international community of alumni, of young students, of young engineers who have studied here. And well, in February, we have visited the Embedded World Fair, one of the biggest fairs in embedded electronics in Germany. And I created a tour where we visited all the companies where former students of us were working, and it was an amazingly long fair. So what is special about our program? Well, first of all, like the other programs, all the lectures are held in English. Although also like Stuttgart and Regensburg, we feel that German knowledge is very important. So there are mandatory German language courses which are part of the program. You have to reach at least a level of A2. We recommend to go up to the level of B1, B2, because this will definitely increase the chances of finding a job afterwards. We have a very strong industrial focus. So half of the program, which is a 4-year program, so a 4-semester, 2-year program, 2 semesters, 1 year you will spend in industry as an internship, and afterwards in a master thesis. So this is actually a very smooth transition into working in Germany afterwards, which is something which is done by around about 80% of our graduates. Our program is free of tuition fees, like most of the public programs in Germany. But as you will see later, there are certain fees for some special services we are offering. But this is something I will show at the end. The key idea, although you can also continue with the PhD program afterwards, because it's a Master of Science, but the key idea and the key goal of our program is to clearly pave the path into an industrial career afterwards. So this is a very short view on our campus. We are located in the center of Darmstadt, very close to the station. So you actually can see the station up here. And all this is the campus. We have 2 other areas, one in Darmstadt, one in Wiedenborg. We have round about 18,000 students, which makes us one of the largest universities of applied science in Germany. And we have, I think by now, around about 4 or 5 completely international programs. So you will see a lot of international students on our campus, I would say probably in a very similar way, like what you have heard from Stuttgart. The program structure is pretty special in that sense that we are not creating too many specialties. So we offer a very broad area of studies. So the majors we are offering are 4 majors: automation, communication, embedded, and power. So this is more or less well, reaching around the complete area of electrical engineering. The program is a 4-semester program, as I mentioned before. You will be 2 semesters at the university, followed by an internship in a company to also sniff a little bit the air of how industrial work in Germany is working. And then afterwards, usually in the same company, you conduct your master thesis, and then very often afterwards in the same company, you start working. So let's dive a little bit into the 4 programs. Starting with automation. Automation is actually providing 2, let's say, main headlights. One is the area of advanced automation, dealing with IoT, industrial IoT, safety industrial systems, flexible automation, so state-of-the-art factory planning, let's call it like that. And the other major or internal focus of this program is robotics, computer vision, and similar. In all our programs, you will find a pretty strong part of programming. So in this case, we will have the advanced programming techniques as one programming subject. And of course, in the electives, we are offering 3 electives per major. You can either dive a little bit deeper into some selected topics of this major. You can take other programming subjects. You can also take some electives from other majors. This is a little bit up to you. Every major will have a project management and engineering responsibility lecture in the winter semester, which is well, providing a pretty good training also for technical management positions afterwards, and a team project which is preparing you a little bit also for the work in industry in the 3rd semester, which is then followed by the master module in semester 4. In communication, we have a very strong focus on mobile communications. So we have very advanced labs on 5G technology and similar. Also here, program plays an important role, but also other aspects like hardware design, PCB design, FPGA programming, and similar. In embedded, we have two main areas which are covered. One is the embedded software architecture and application area. So anything related to operating systems, to safety in embedded applications, etc. is covered here. And the second focus is board design, FPGA programming. So really the key technology. Similar setup here with project management and team project. This is the same for all the majors as well as the internship and the master thesis. Power, the fourth, last but not least major, is also having two internal focus points. One is power production and distribution. So here, obviously, the area of renewable energies, but also power distribution, control theory in power distribution is one of the main areas of interest. And the second area, which is also very popular among the students, is anything around, let's say, e-mobility. We have an automotive electronics lab here. We have an own electronic motorcycle. You can see it here in the picture up here, where international teams are working on. So on campus, there are a lot of, well, pretty challenging and very interesting projects where you can not only work together with the students from other majors inside electrical engineering, but you will also get in contact with the students from business administration, from mechanical engineering, etc., etc. Well, what else do we offer? We have a very strong focus on pre-semester courses, because we have learned over the last couple of years that people coming from different international universities usually have a pretty, well, different background in engineering, and especially over the last well, 2 years with the Corona crisis, we see that the gaps are growing. So it's actually more challenging for students to enter the German university system. So what we are doing, we are spending the complete month of September with pre-semester classes, technical courses, German classes, but also very nice excursions into the environment. We will have one trip to Heidelberg, showing you a little bit how Germany in the medieval ages well, grew up. We will visit the oldest university in Heidelberg, which has been founded in the 13th century. And we will have another trip to Bonn, to the House of History, to also give you a little bit of background of what is going on in Germany. We have a lot of career fairs, both on campus and in Darmstadt, where companies are presenting their job offerings, internship offerings, master thesis offerings, local companies, but also German-wide companies and even international companies are joining that more and more. You will attend a couple of intercultural trainings, again, to allow you to well, get acquainted with the German culture and to understand what the professor is saying and is not saying. These intercultural trainings are very interactive. They're a lot of fun, and I think they definitely smoothen a little bit the entering the German education market. As I said, German classes are a mandatory part of the program. We feel that this is very, very important, and we are putting a lot of money into that to really get you on the level of at least A2. But by now, most of our students are reaching the level of B1, B2, which is drastically improving your job capabilities afterwards. What other services do we offer? We offer a lot of services both before the study and during your study. So before the study, we have a lot of online meetings. We have student guides, so senior students who are supporting you and who are answering all your questions. We are offering an accommodation service. So this is, I think, something pretty unique because finding an accommodation from a foreign country in Germany, especially in large cities, is very challenging. So we have a pretty large number of apartments which are reserved for our master program, and you actually can get a room through our services, both from the 𝘱𝘢𝘪𝘥 and from a private rental agency. We will offer you arrival services. So our students guides are going to pick you up from the airport. They make sure that you enter the right apartment. They will accompany you to the universities during the first days and make sure that everything is running as smoothly as possible. During your studies, we have a lot of friendly ladies and gentlemen from the Student Service Center, Sabine, myself, who are there to help you in any kind of questions. We also support you in case problems with the visa are popping up. I think this is, especially in India with the new APS certificate, a big problem at the moment. And you will also get trainings and support in finding internships and master theses in industry and through the Career Center also in finding a job afterwards. So the application process, how does it work? Well, first of all, our program is extremely attractive for students. We have, these are not the latest numbers, but we have round about 1,500 applicants every year. Shortly before Corona, this number went up to 2,000 applications a year. And out of these 2,000 applications, we are selecting round about 250 students to offer them a seat. And out of this 250 students, we typically have round about 125 who are joining the program every year, plus a certain number of German students, typically around 25 up to 50 German students who are attending the program in addition. So you can roughly calculate that you will have a classroom size per major of 30 to 35 students. How are we selecting the students? It's not only a let's say, marking topic, because marks are different in different countries. So we have actually a board of professors who is individually checking every application we are receiving. Of course, the technical qualification is the most important aspect, but also country profile and social aspects are important assets when we are selecting our students. So for example, this year we have given access to many students coming from Iran because the situation is pretty bad over there. In former years, we have supported students from Venezuela, from Iraq, from Syria and other countries. What do you need to apply? You need a bachelor degree in electrical engineering or equivalent. Equivalent is basically decided by the board. So if you're unsure, simply apply and then we will check it. We are expecting an excellent transcript of records. So your mark should be somewhere in the area of at least 70, preferably even 80%, because there is a very strong competition in getting a seat in our program. We need a English certificate, yields 6.5 or TOEFL internet-based score of 88. Like in the other programs, working experience is appreciated, and also German skills are appreciated, but certainly not mandatory. The application is going through our own portal, so you don't have to go through UniAssist in addition, which is making the application a little bit faster, and especially if you're applying early, you will get a very early feedback. The application is completely free of charge. But once we are offering a seat and when you are accepting it, some small charges are being required. Well, this is showing a little bit the timeline of our process. So admission is only possible for the winter semester. The application is starting in December. So similar also to Stuttgart, around about 9 months before the program is starting. The reason simply is that getting the visa and getting all the paperwork done requires some time. We might maybe even move a little bit earlier because we see that the visa issue is getting more difficult in every year. So this is something you can check on the website. So what are you doing? You are applying through our portal. In parallel, our admission board, the professors are starting to check your application. And if they think that you're qualified for the program, you theoretically could get the seat offer as early as in January. Then you have to decide whether you want to accept the seat. If you want to accept the seat, a small fee has to be paid, 190 euros at the moment, which is covering up for the costs we have, which are not paid by the country of Hessen. This process is running until the 1st of April, and then until the 1st of May, usually everybody will have the admission letter. Then it's time for your visa and travel preparations. We are supporting that by having a couple of online tutorials and Q&A sessions together with our student guides who are supporting you during that time on the admission process, on housing and health insurance, enrollment, onboarding. So all these things are answered in a very interactive way. In September, we will have the mandatory pre-semester courses, so 4 weeks of courses, excursions, and parties to really get you well on board. And then somewhere at the beginning of October, the semester is starting. And then in the next semester break, we will have another round of intercultural and technical trainings as an add-on. The cost, as I mentioned, the application is for free, but once you have decided to accept the seat, we request an administrative fee of 190 euros. The housing services are optional, so you don't have to take it, but we strongly recommend to take a room through our housing. The fee looks very high, but it's mainly covering up the first month's rent and the deposit. So most of this fee is directly going to the housing agency. Like most German universities, we don't have own housing capabilities. So we are only like kind of a, intermediate providing you a room. And then once you know that you can come for sure, if you have set up your visa and everything, you have to pay the final fee, which is mainly covering the cost for the extra pre-semester courses and German classes we are offering. Once you are in our university, like in any other universities, you have to pay a semester fee, which unfortunately in Hessen is a little bit more expensive than, for example, in Regensburg. The main reason is the semester ticket, which is part of this fee and which allows you to travel all around Hessen. Well, as a summary, we consider ourselves to be a big international family, and we would be very happy to actually invite you to become a member of this university. This is a picture which was taken 2 years ago. In the background, you can see like a construction site here. A brand new student building is being set up with cafeterias and learning rooms and meeting rooms. So also the infrastructure at our university, like with most other universities, really is excellent. And yeah, I'd be happy if you would like to join our family. So here you can see the contact information. The slides will be provided to you. If you have any questions or would like to get any kind of additional information, please use this email address. Both Sabine and myself are checking this email address regularly once a day so that you can expect an answer as quickly as possible. All right, that's it from my side. So thank you very much for the presentation. And if you have any questions, please feel free to answer.
Nice picture. Thank you very much, Professor, for your presentation. And also thank you everyone who participated in the Q&A already, making our life much easier. There are some questions left that we can quickly address already. Let me start with one for Ms. Busch. Madam, do you have preparatory course for advanced mathematics, ideally before the program starts? Thank you. Question from Nadine.
Yes, okay. Regarding like the subject related questions, the best would be actually if Nadine, you can get in contact with me and my colleague Meta after this session. The contact details will be in the presentation, and also you can get in contact via LinkedIn so that we can get you the right information, because there are, as far as I'm informed, there are no prep courses, but there are other possibilities to get on board. Gayatri, would you, because I see you nodding, would you like to add something on that topic?
Yeah, we won't be having any preparatory course before the start of the course. However, the start of the course will not be so much information on one go. It will gradually increase. So I don't think it's you have to be so much sure about everything. Of course, it's nice to have a brushed up of all the learned topics, that you can also do it, but for specifically for advanced maths, you don't have a course.
Okay.
Thank you. And of course, also, I've mentioned it before, it's always important to get support early enough. So if you see, okay, there are some questions popping up, don't wait too long. There are people helping out. The Student Association of Electrical Engineering, for example, they provide a lot of information, how to prepare for exams, how to get in contact with certain professors, etc. So please let us know. That's important.
Perfect. Thank you very much, both of you. And let me stay for Stuttgart for a second. The question from Christina is, if I do an exchange semester, will it prolong my studies? I think it's a very good question.
Yeah, actually, it depends. You have to make sure in advance. First of all, you, for example, for the Erasmus Plus, you have to apply like 1 year in advance, and you have to check, and you should do this, check with the professor and the Erasmus coordinator about the courses you would like to take on the exchange university, to make sure that you won't, let's say, lose the points you get. So this would be important.
Okay, clear. Thank you. Let us move now to Darmstadt. Professor From, question from William. I want to ask, will we have access to MATLAB, Simulink, SPICE, and others?
Yes. So we have a MATLAB campus license. We are cooperating with many companies who are providing us state-of-the-art tools. So you will have access to a lot of engineering tools while you're studying here.
Perfect. And another question from William, let me stay with him and with you, Professor. Also, can you please mention if you have alumni network to reach out to?
Yes, we have. This is actually one of the things which is on my to-do list to increase that. We have an alumni network, and we have actually pretty good contacts through our LinkedIn profiles. So a lot of senior students are linked to me via LinkedIn and other social media. And of course, you are invited to also join these networks.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Professor Steiner, I see that we are with us still. Do you, so there's a question for you. Do you have any job fairs? Do you host any job fairs at your university?
Yes.
At your program?
We host a job fair on our campus. It's called the Connector, where companies from the region and from the whole of Bavaria are coming to our universities, and we offer jobs, internships, and topics for master and bachelor thesis.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Next question is for Stuttgart. Can I select capstone project over thesis?
Oh, that's a very detailed question. I have to take this with me to get you an answer to that. Please get in contact with me afterwards.
Sure. Thank you. Next question is, so for Darmstadt, are topics on 5G communication covered and where I can see the module book? Thank you.
Well, the answer is yes, they are covered, and you can find the module handbook through our website. If you go to our master website, you will see like it basically comes in 4 blocks, describe the program. There you will find the module handbook. Second block is the application, and then it moves to planning and while you're here. So I think that should be pretty straightforward. If you have any problems finding it, send me a short email and then I will provide you a link.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Now 2 more questions, general ones, and then we can call it a day. The question is, I'm working as an electrical design engineer in data centers. So can I choose electrical and IT masters or some other courses? So let me rephrase this question. The person who has a background in electrical design engineering, with this background, does this person qualify for one of your programs, or there are some restrictions? Anyone can start.
Hard to say from only this information. I mean, first of all, I would say yes, but there is, of course, a strong but. I mean, as you have seen from the figures I've shown you, 1,500 are applying and 250 get selected. So, of course, we are checking on let's say, professional background you have. We are checking on what you studied and the subjects in your program, and then the board is taking a very individual decision.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, all other things staying equal, electrical design engineer will not be disregarded just because of his background. Yeah.
No. That's why I wrote or equivalent. I mean, the programs really have different names, and we typically really have to look into the subject to decide whether it's a fit or not. This is also one of the reasons why we're not going through UniAssist, because they're looking, let's say, for formal qualifications only, and this would be a pity if somebody, simply because the program has a different name, is getting refused.
Clear. Thank you very much. Let's now move to Stuttgart, maybe.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted before. Yeah, in Stuttgart it's the same. So at the end, it's yeah, there are different factors the admission committee takes will have to consider, and it's worth to apply. So definitely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Ms. Busch. And Professor Steiner, would you like also to address this question?
Yeah, in Regensburg, it's basically also the same. So if you are from the field of electrical engineering, it doesn't matter really what's the name of your program. Principally, you are accepted. And if you worked in a company as an electrical design engineer, we can also check if you can take that as a practical experience and you don't need to do this practical semester.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Yeah, you are welcome, Ягнадут. And last but not least, I think you all addressed this question to a certain extent, and let me sum up this question.
So I have to leave because my
yes, please.
Yeah, so bye.
Thank you very much for your participation and for answering. We are also almost there. So regarding the GPA, for example, if I have a high GPA, does it higher I have, will it increase my chances? And I think it was to a certain extent addressed also by Ms. Busch and Professor. But once again, to sum it up, Ms. Busch, would you like to start regarding this topic?
Yes, of course. I mean, yeah, that's we really invite the applicants to add all the important information within the application, not only the marks and not only the English test, but also working experience and certificates and special courses you attended before. So all your qualifications that could be interesting for the admission committee should be added to the application.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And Professor?
Yes, I would state exactly the same. We don't look only on the marks. Of course, a good mark is let's say, good point, but we also look at what professional experience, what is the motivation. So also the motivation letter and things like that are taken into consideration. And we are truly really checking all these 1,500 applications individually. If we feel that there are some questions, we are coming back to the students to check with them, to, at the end of the day, to give everybody a fair chance.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Very clear, comprehensive answers. So now I'm happy that we cleared the board. And again, once again, thanks everyone who also participated in answering the questions in the chat. And first of all, thanks our guests for tuning in, for wonderful presentations, for being so active in answering the questions. Also, dear attendees, thanks for your interest, for your questions, of course. If you have any more questions, general questions regarding studying in Germany, you can get in touch with us through social media channels, through info, email, and just visit our website. And also, if you have any specific questions, and I could see that there's some need to further communication to clarify some questions in some cases, get in touch with the universities. For those who are registered, please take a look. Check your emails on Monday or Tuesday. You will already receive the presentations with contact details, and then you can send follow-up questions to our guests to clarify any details regarding this or that program. And of course, you can leave us feedback on our Facebook or Google pages regarding today's webinar. So once again, thanks everyone a lot. I hope to see you in our future webinars as well. And take care and have a very good rest of the day. Thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.